Good morning, class. This is Pratap Hegde taking BCom 5th semester classes. So, in the previous section, we studied about the different methods of measurement of national income. And in this class, we are going to study why we have to calculate or account our national income every year. What are the benefits of accounting national income? So, here, as you can see, I have made several points which support why we should account or why we should calculate national income regularly or every year. So, national income accounting helps in knowing the production performance and achievements of different sectors. So, what sector or which particular sector is performing well, which sector is producing more output. So, all these achievements and performances can be calculated or estimated by accounting the national income. Then, the national income accounting indicates the living standard of the people. So, when we account national income, we can estimate or we can get the idea of how the standard of living of people is in a country. If the standard of living has improved over the years or if the standard of living has decreased over the years, that idea will be uh, provided by the accounting of national income. It also helps to know whether a country is growing, stagnant, or declining year by year. So, when we account national income, when we get the exact amount of the goods and services produced in a country, we can get the clear picture about how the country is doing every year. Whether the country is improving or whether the country is increasing its output year by year, or is it stagnant, is it constant, or the production is declining every year. Then, national income accounting shows the contribution made by various sectors to the national income. As I earlier told, it gives a clear picture about how each and every sector of the economy is performing, how agriculture sector is contributing, how industrial sector is performing, how service sector is helping in the growth of a particular nation. It also helps to know the purchasing power of money. So, when we account national income, it helps in understanding the value of money, and by understanding the value of money, we can know the purchasing power of money also. Then, it contains figures of consumption, savings, investments, imports, and exports. So, all these data helps in the monetary policy authorities to make better plans for the future, and it also helps in economic planning of the economy. It also helps in knowing the relative roles played by public and private sector also, and it also helps in central government to decide amount of grants in aid to different state governments. So, when we estimate national income, it gives a clear picture to the central government so that it can give sufficient grants in aids to the different state governments. As I already told, it gives a valuable information to formulate economic policy, and also it helps in revealing cyclic behavior of an economy, and also helps in forecasting or estimating the future of the economy with the available present data. So these are all the benefits or uses of estimating national income of a economy. Now we are going to study further the challenges or the problems faced by the estimators of national income accounting. There are many problems or challenges to estimate national income. some of them are listed here. They are definition of the term nation in the national income. So the national income is a very complex situation. It's a very complex term, so it is very difficult to actually define the term nation while accounting the national income. Then there is choice of method for measuring the national income. As in the previous class I told, there are three methods to estimate national income, and there arises a problem of choice in choosing the methods of estimating national income, as to whether choose income method, whether to choose product method, or whether to choose expenditure method while calculating the national income. Then another serious challenge while measuring national income is only goods and services having monetary value is included while calculating the national income. Other commodities and services whose monetary value is not known, or whose monetary value which cannot be estimated, is not added in the national income. So these may be friendly services provided, or these may be barter trade which is still present in some of the underdeveloped economies. So all these situations make estimating the national income accurately very problematic. Then there is also the problem of which stage at which national income is to be estimated, as there are various stages of production. As a commodity passes through various stages of production, it is very difficult to estimate the national income accurately, because there are many stages of production. Because for some customers, some goods are intermediate goods, but to some customers, those exact same goods are final goods also. Therefore, the estimation of national income becomes very difficult, because the production of goods and services passes through various stages of production. Then there is also a very serious problem, as to which there is non-availability of exact data, because by estimating personal income also we have to consider. Therefore, when the personal income's data or information regarding personal income is not provided very honestly, or when the data is not accurate, or when the data is false, there will be very deviations, or there will be very problems in estimating the national income. That data will not be accurate. Then there is absence of trained personnel to collect such data. There is a shortage of the personnel, or shortage of staff for estimating national income. There is also absence of proper records, because many industries or many individuals who perform household business, they do not have accurate data, they do not have proper records of the income and expenditure of their firms or their small business. Then these individuals or these situations make estimating national income very difficult, and of course the data will not be accurate. Then there is also existence of non-monetized sectors like household services, and many sectors which are not yet monetized are also providing income to the household sector, but this source of income is not calculated or not considered in the estimation of national income. Then the next problem is the absence of occupational specialization. Occupational specialization means when a person is involved in more than one income earning occupation. So when a person is involved in more than one income earning occupations, he only reveals his one or two income sources, and the rest income sources is being hidden by him, and that income will not be included in the national income of that economy. Therefore, the data will not be very accurate. The data will be far less compared to the actual data. Then the next problem is the problem of double counting of the goods and services. As I already told, a product passes through various stages of production. So there arises the problem of double counting. Then there is the existence of illegal earnings also. Illegal earnings like poker games, illegal earnings like in casinos, illegal earnings from betting, illegal earnings from selling or purchasing banned goods. So all these income sources are not included in the national income, but actually there is heavy flow of cash or heavy flow of money in these illegal businesses. Then there is also problem of estimating the income which is not included in the non-market transactions, the transactions which are not taking place in market. So all these income will be hidden, all these income will not be included in the national income. And also the last problem in estimating national income is the coverage of commodities and services. There is the problem in covering all kinds of commodities and services while accounting national income. Therefore, the some of the commodities or some of the services will be left while calculating national income, and that will give a very less data or less figures of the national income compared to the actual national income. So these are the uses and challenges in measuring the national income, and in the next class we are going to study about the size and trend of the India's national income. Thank you.